Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll understand how to create a Polymarket market making bot. This is part one of that, uh, and this is an experiment by me. So what we'll do is we'll first try to reverse engineer a profitable Polymarket wallet. Then we'll backtest it using real order book data, and then we'll try to trade it live and set up VPS and double down. If we become profitable. So again, this is not a tutorial. I am also trying to fuck around and find out. uh, so I came across this wallet, doggy style, I guess. So what it does is, first of all, look at his PNL, man. Like, made $4,000 in the last day. Last week made 30,000, and this month made 90,000. So clearly he's doing something right. And if you look at the curve, it's very profitable. So whatever he's doing is very profitable. For the longest time, I used to think that if, if that after Polymarket introduced its fees, uh, you know, it was almost unprofitable to run a bot like that. But he is clearly doing it and clearly making money. So there is still some alpha left there for sure. So if you so first of all, this is the wallet. I'll link down this wallet in the comment section so you can check the wallet yourself. uh, Next is, okay, what is it doing? So what are the steps of making this bot? uh, so first is, we have to understand, we have to reverse engineer what it does. So if you come here onto the activity section, you'll see that it just buys, and it buys in just the BTC 5-minute markets. So that's what it does. That's it, right? So it never sells, it almost always buys. And and waits for the closure of that particular market, and then auto redeems the prices, right? Now, how do we reverse engineer this? So one very obvious way to reverse engineer the reverse engineering this is just to fetch his trades and put it into Claude and ask Claude on how to do that. So I've already done that, actually. This is a GitHub repo that is created by me. I'll probably share it if you guys want. So what my repo does is, it analyzes every trade that someone does, and tells us what they have done, and then we go from there. So if you see, what it does is, it buys up, and has resting bids across the book, and buys down, also have resting bids. And then we're not sure if those bids are resting, by the way. I'm assuming that these bids are resting. And then you have up and down, and we both have like equal inventory. So if he buys 500 up shares, it'll buy 500 down shares as well. And the idea is that the combined cost should be less than point 0.9, less than $1. So if you don't know how is this profitable, right? So for example, if you buy up at zero point 0.2 cents and down at 0.7 cents, then how that becomes automatically profitable? If you don't understand that, I don't think you should watch these videos, because you need to first go ahead and clear your basics. Yeah. So what it does is, it buys and just redeems a settlement. So it's a fairly simple, I wouldn't say simple, but it's a fairly understandable uh, arbitrage bot. Now, how does he do it? We're not sure. Does it fetch data from Binance or fetch data from Hyperliquid, and then corroborates it using this thing? We're not sure what it does, but this is what it does. So these are like some signature moves that he has. So first is, it only ever buys. So it will ever buy. It will always buy. It will never sell. So the data that I have, it had 4,000 buys and 0 sells. So that's first. It always matches inventory. So he never takes a directional bet, which is good. And the median combined cost is 0.981. So he's like almost market making there. So he's trying to just edge out, right? Squeeze out all the possible alpha that there is. So basically capturing 2 cent gaps. That is the what it needs, right? Next is his price fills are roughly equal, right? So what it roughly means is, it has resting orders, and it is not taking, right? So basically he's limiting his orders and not market taking the orders, which is of course it should be like that. Otherwise you'll get eaten up by Polymarket's fees. And you know it has its fill spread evenly across all 300 seconds. So basically, what he's done is it's not like um, he's just quoting in the first 2.5 minutes or in the last 2.5 minutes. All of his fills are almost spread, evenly. So basically, he's not sniping, nothing like that. He's quoting continuously. So he has some mechanism where he's quoting buys and sells continuously, something like that. So again, it's 96% of the orders are. This just means it's automated, right? Uh, and if you can see, his total realized CS P&L is $3,000. This is his return on turnover, right? Which is insane, man, right? Like 2.2% every 5 minutes. It's insane, insane, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's not 5 minutes. I guess it's one day. I think I have to check. Uh, okay, it's from 191 resolve markets. So in 191 resolve markets, uh, he has about 2.22% return. Uh, 191 resolve markets. So if you see his best windows, this is largely useless. Yeah. So I have been trying to understand what to do here, and I'm constantly trying to you know understand what he does and try to reverse engineer all of that. uh, that is the first part. Next is, now once we've not, so I'll make a separate video which will be part 2, where I'll sort of post my findings on what he actually does and what I think he does, and we'll try to attempt to recreate it in the next video. But this is what I feel he's doing. Next is, we'll try to backtest it using order book data. Now for this we need like really good order book data, so you can't really just fetch it from Polymarket, right? They don't give you order book data, so you would need order book data to understand if there is something he's doing there. The cheapest I found is this something. This is called resolvedmarkets.com. So if you come here on resolvedmarkets.com/pricing, I think this is the cheapest also, and one of the best, like very very in-depth data. So I think uh, you know that's microsecond data, right? So it's $70 a month, so you can just get that. No need to get the scale plan. You get 50,000 credits. That's more than enough to try it out. If you want like weather data or something of that sort, then you can probably try it out, right? So I think this is what the scale plan has. But if you're just doing it on crypto markets, um, then $70 is, like, I think it's pretty cheap. And next is, we then need to trade it live and set up a VPS, etc., etc. I'll probably explain that later. So yeah, this is for this video. In the next video, we'll try to understand what he does and how he does it, and if there's a potential opportunity to recreate that. Yeah. By the way, if you would like to follow me on X, I also post a lot on X. This is my account, so give me a follow. That's it. Bye guys. See ya. Cheers.